So we're talking about propolis. So when it comes down to propolis, quality matters for sure because of things like alcohol that's in propolis and hidden ingredients and all of that. And so that's a big thing all on its own. And you guys know I work with Vimergy because of those 4 points I talked about. I endorse them. So when it comes down to propolis, it's about immune system. Always keep that in mind. That's what I love about it. And then antioxidants and the polyphenols. That's another one too. So we're going to go into that a little bit. All right, so let's hit it. So people are just like, quercetin, quercetin, quercetin. Like, quercetin's good. That's what you'll hear out there. Like, you know, I even today, I'll hear like doctors will just call me up. They'll be like, hey, I want to ask you about quercetin. And so a lot of people are into that. But then there's bioactive living forms of it. And that's propolis. And that's what's incredible. And the Vimergy one. So the Vimergy one has the bioactive forms of polyphenols in here. Over 50% are in the propolis. And that's what's incredible all on its own. So a lot of people will just talk about things like quercetin. But yeah, there's dead quercetin. And it's not bioactive. And it's dead. And then there's the ones that aren't. And that's the whole point about propolis. It harbors these incredible polyphenols. So I wanted to talk about that for a little bit too. I'll show you how this even looks and how incredible it is too. You'll see how golden it is and clean. And that's what I love about it right there. I'm going to put a little bit in this shot glass right here. Just dropping in there. It's just, the color is just extraordinary, really. Maria says, if you sign up for their email list, they will send you notifications when they have sales. Incredible. Amazing. Definitely. So if you look at the color of it too, all on its own, it's different than anything I've seen out there. So all the years of the propolis that I've used, I've tried, I've seen, this is an entirely different form, in my opinion, from anything I've ever seen. So you can see the color of it, the golden color, right? So what the bee does, the bee picks up the resin from tree buds. So that's how it starts off. And then the bee uses that resin from the tree buds and produces propolis, which is like a lacquer. It's basically a bond. And so then the bee takes it into the nest. I got my little bees right here that are swinging around. The bees take it into the nest and use it to put the nest together. And so, but there's different qualities of propolis out there. And so what I love about the Vimergy one is the quality, and that's what's incredible about it. So I got it right here. And so what I usually do is I'll do it this way, right in the shot glass, but I just wanted to show you. I also put it directly in my mouth as well. So what I always recommend, like doctors would be like, well, what's the best way to take propolis? I'll say, well, look, you're the doctor. You can tell your patient what to do, but you can put it right in your mouth, and that's fine too. So that's another way to take it. But I have it in a little bit of water right here in the shot glass. I put a little there, just like this. And the thing is that if you see other propolis out there, you'll see it's like brown, real dark brown, yucky. Sometimes a black color too. It won't be this gold. And you'll see the difference. And that's impurities is what you're looking at when you see the different colors. Like you're looking at alcohol reacting too as well to propolis. So when you see other companies and other brands out there, and I've seen this for years, the alcohol can turn it a color. And so they're really dark brown. It could be black. It could be an entirely different color. And that's something you won't see here. You see the purity difference, which is incredible all on its own. So I'm going to actually have one right now. And what happens is that I do the continuity test that I talked about with you guys at one point. And I want to talk more about that another time too, of like what that is and how it works. So what I do is I'll hold this in my hand. Now this isn't kinesiology. This is using your own free will and no one else's free will. So nobody else's energy is intercepting. And so the other thing is you're creating continuity to your brain, which is your central nervous system, to the product. And that's how it works. Like it's brain to product. And then the intention, right? So the intention of your brain knowing that you're going to be sending energy down to what's in your hand, and what's in your hand, you're going to send energy back up the nervous system straight to the brain. So it's the knowing, it's the free will you're using to create that continuity test. So it's both the free will and using your brain as the channel to send it down, the signal to go back and forth. So what I do with supplements, and I've held so many different propolis, and I've held them and done the continuity test, right? And you feel like there's a block. You feel blocked. And I've had that so many times, especially if there's alcohol in there, especially if it's a poor quality form, then you feel that like blockage when you hold it. And over the years, I've had so many propolises to do that test with. And I remember when Vimergy put theirs out and I grabbed it and I said, well, see, you know, everything is above board. Everything's great. Let's see what it feels like. And it's an entirely different sensation. And you could do that. You can go like, you could be in a quiet space. You can do that in a quiet space. Relax. You can sit down. You don't have to stand up. And you take it and you hold it in the hand. And then you make that connection. Do that like affirmation. You say, I'm holding the propolis in my hand. And then you take your hand, your other hand, and you put it right on top of your head. Lily Collins says, is continuity test like muscle testing? No, because it's not muscle testing. You're actually not muscle testing. That's not what you're doing. You're making a continuity frequency between your brain and your hand. So it's not muscle testing. Muscle testing is somebody else's free will actually being thrown upon you. I'm not saying it's good, bad, it's whatever anybody wants to do out there. It's fine, whatever they like. But that's different. So kinesiology and muscle testing, which is the same thing, is entirely different than this.